And most of the time, as we get into a state of autopilot, we don't have any intention. So often we don't even know what our intention is because we've got into this rhythm and this pattern and this autopilot default mode. And so what ends up happening is that most of our results, most of our opportunities are simply based on a repeated cycle that isn't generating anything new. And so intention actually disrupts that pattern and says, well, why have I been doing this way for so long? Why are we approaching it this way? Why have we never thought about it like that? And so I think the first stage of intention is questioning what we've been doing and then refining what our new intention is. But you're absolutely correct that without intention, disconnected thinking is just a default pattern that keeps repeating itself.
Right. So, and I was thinking that was probably something around where you go. So intention. What would be when you think about intention? Sometimes people think of financial goals as being an intention. What would you consider to be a well-structured intention?
Yeah, that's really great. There's a beautiful story in, I always forget which way around it is. It's either the Zen of archery or the archery of Zen. And it's all about how to be mindful and be an archer and the skills that come together. So a student and a teacher are there, and the teacher is looking at a student who just keeps missing. Keeps missing. If you've ever been to an archery class or ever tried any target practice and you just keep missing. And the teacher says to the student, what's your goal? And the student says, to hit the bullseye, to hit right in the middle, that's my goal. And the teacher said, so you're saying that your goal is to flick a piece of wood with a piece of string to hit the middle of this piece of paper. That's your goal. And the student's like, yeah, that's my goal. And the teacher said, no, that's your target. Your goal is to be so still that you can hit the target. And I think that's what we get misconstrued between goals and targets and intention. So your intention is the input and the energy you bring to that moment. So that archer could be bringing anger, frustration, pain, or stress. Or the intention could be, I'm going to bring my best that I possibly can today. That is within my control. The intention is within your control. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to bring my centeredness. I'm going to be a good student. I'm going to listen. I'm going to learn. That is an intention. My goal is to use that intention to be calm and still and balanced so that when I pull that back, I will naturally hit the target. So we get so obsessed over the target, which you can't control, than on the two areas you can, which is your intention and your goal.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed is that when I focus on a financial target, I often miss the financial target.
Yes.
And yet, if I focus on providing great service to the largest number of people and not worry about the financials, I almost get the financial by default.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So that's a brilliant. I mean, and I think the challenge is that I think sometimes people can be skeptical and think, oh, that sounds good, but it doesn't work. But it does work. It completely does work, because if you're improving the service, if you're dialing up your engagement, if you're communicating better, chances are all of that will naturally result in a great result. So I'm with you. I completely agree.
Awesome. So we've got